What is up, YouTube? It's your boy Jerry, and today's video is going to be on the Atlanta Hawks, and we're going to be talking about why this team has been struggling so far this season, and we're going to jump right into the video. Now, looking at the Atlanta Hawks, they're coming off a very, very great season. I would say their postseason run was shocking, but it was impressive. I didn't have them getting all the way to the conference finals. I thought they were going to be a second round, exit, not because of from a talent standpoint, but from an experience standpoint. It's a very, very, very young team, but they showed up and showed out, proved the world wrong, and they got all the way to the conference finals against the Milwaukee Bucks, who it looked like they had on the ropes until Trae Young tweaked his ankle, but they ended up losing that series. So we fast forward to this season. If you're a Hawks, if you're a Hawks fan, you're a Hawks player, you're on that coaching staff, you have high hopes, high expectations for this season because you were a couple of games away from the NBA Finals. So we fast forward to this season. The Hawks have played 12 games, 4-8 on the season, and I think there's a couple of solid reasons why they're struggling. This is not me. This video is not about to be me calling them trash or calling them a fluke, but I was looking at doing some research, and I'm like, damn, no wonder they 4-8. So the first reason is you look at their schedule. Their schedule has been very tough. They have the eighth toughest schedule in the league so far, and out of their first 12 games, 8 of them has been on the road. Being on the road is tough by itself, but when you have to play these teams that they played on the road, that makes it even worse. Like these teams I'm about to name off, we all know that they're pretty great at home. Like, they don't lose. They played the Philadelphia 76ers, the Brooklyn Nets, the Phoenix Suns, the Washington Wizards, the Golden State Warriors, and the Utah Jazz. They played all them teams, on the road. And it's really, it's really, really, really tough to beat those teams on the road. And you might ask yourself, like, if the Atlanta Hawks supposed to be a great team, and if they should be able to squeeze out some of those games. And I was thinking the same thing, but then I thought, like, damn, they might have the Atlanta Hawks might have a rotation. Their rotation might be too deep. I feel like they're I feel like Nate McMillan, I feel like he's still figuring out this rotation. And if you look back to last season, the Hawks, their greatest strength was their depth, because they did have some injuries last season, but whenever they had an injury, it was next man up, and that next man was pretty damn good. So they was able to get by with having injuries. But now Nate McMillan, his rotation, he has 12 players with at least 10 minutes a game, and then he has 7 players playing more than 20. So we don't know. He might have to narrow that down to a good 10 or 9 guys. But like, if you look at it, man, I think the Atlanta Hawks, their deepest position is like wing players, shooting guards, and small forwards. So DeAndre Hunter, he's returned this season. He missed majority of the playoffs. He's getting 30+ minutes a game, and it's well deserved. It's well deserved because he's a pretty damn good player. He's very versatile. He can do a little bit of everything. He can score the ball. He can shoot the three. He can rebound, and he's probably their best perimeter defense. So it's no surprise that he's getting 30 minutes. And then you got the young guys on the team, like Cam Reddish, Kevin Huerter. Those guys are still developing and getting better. And then you got the vets who can still play, like Bogdanovich. I know he's not super old, but he's been in this league for a minute. And then you got Gallinari, who can still give you valuable minutes. So it's like, and also they added DeLon Wright, Gorgie Jang. So it's like the Atlanta Hawks, they have a lot of a lot of good players they can play. And I feel like right now they have to, they're in a tough space of picking, like, developing our young players or winning, because a 12-man rotation is that's pretty big. So we gonna see what Coach McMillan, we're gonna see what he do with his, if he gonna keep his rotation the same or if he's gonna change it. Me personally, I would try to narrow it down a bit, because you never know, man, playing that many players and staggering the minutes like that, it could throw some players out of rhythm. So we gonna see what happens with that, man. But it's gonna be some competition, because they have a lot of solid players. Anyways, man, so that's 2 reasons right there And the next reason is defense. You know, I made a video, you know, earlier, right before the season started, on the Atlanta Hawks. You know, if I said if they don't come out with that same intensity on defense from last season, it might bite them in the butt, you know, this season. And so far it has. Right now they're ranked 27th in total defensive rating. And it's not like this team doesn't have any defenders. Like they have some solid defenders like Cam Reddish and DeAndre Hunter. Those guys are pretty solid wing defenders. You got you got John Collins, you know, he can block some shots. And then you got Clint Capella, you know, he's anchoring the paint. But I do have to take in consideration that, you know, Clint Capella, while I was doing my research, you know, he battled an Achilles injury, you know, he battled the Achilles injury during the offseason. So, you know, that's been, you know, affecting his minutes. He haven't been playing, you know, that many minutes for the Atlanta Hawks. But as he gets back to 100%, you know, his minutes start going back up, you know, this defense should look, you know, a lot better because, like I said, Nate McMillan, he's a defensive-minded coach, and I feel like he's gonna get these guys. You know, back to form on the defensive end. So, you know, once they crank up that, you know, once they get back to what they was doing on defense, you know, they should be, you know, we should start seeing that W column, you know, pile up. And then lastly, the free throws. And you guys probably, you know, seen this coming, but last year after the All-Star break, the Atlanta Hawks, they were 4th in makes with 18 a game and 7th in attempts with 23. And this season, their numbers it's plummeted. They're at 15 makes on 18 attempts. So, you know, they're losing three main free throws, and then they lost damn near 5 or 6 free throw attempts. So, you know, free throws play a huge role, man. I know it's just 1 point, but a free throw could be, you know, somebody heating up, getting somebody in rhythm. So free throws play a big role in the NBA. Don't just, you know, don't downplay a free throw because it's, you know, it's 1 point. And then, you know, when we talk about free throws, of course, we got to talk about Trae Young. You know, he went from shooting 8 a game last season to 5 a game this season. So, you know, and we all know how he's been, you know, arguing with the refs about the foul calls. On foul calls he think he should be getting. And, you know, he's just, it's just something he's going to have to accept, man. I don't think the refs, you know, hear him out. Trae Young and the Atlanta Hawks, man, they're just gonna have to adjust to that, man. He's just gonna have to, you know, get over that obstacle, of course, the free throw thing, because, you know, we've seen it affect a bunch of players, man. James Harden, he don't look the same this season, so we're gonna see what happened with that. And, you know, there is a bright side to this, man. They have one more tough road game. You know, they travel to Denver, and then after that, you know, they get a 5-game homestand. So, you know, we're gonna really see what this team, you know, we're gonna really see what they're made of. You know, after that 5-game homestand, see what their record is looking like then, and then we'll see if we really have to. You know, I don't think Atlanta fans, I don't think they need to panic right now. I think they're good. Like I said, it's just been, you know, it's just been really a very tough schedule. So, you know, that's it for this video, man. I'm gonna be keeping a close eye on the Hawks. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, comment down below if you think the Hawks, if you think they're, you know, if it's time for them to hit the panic button or not. And then subscribe, man. Subscribe for more weekly content. We do this all the time. And that's curtains.